Hi Gemini, this is going to be the collective reading for all my Geminis out there. Please keep in mind that this is a general reading and this is not going to resonate for every single Gemini. Feel free to check out any other placements that you have in your natal chart, for they may be more accurate than this. So okay, let's start. What is going on for my Geminis, the main collective of Geminis at this time? What is my Geminis going through? What are they experiencing? And if any of you guys are interested in my friend's shop, Light-Minded, the link will be listed down below in the description box, as well as a promo code that you can use. This will give you free shipping above anything $50 and up in purchase. All of her stuff is handmade with love and care, as well as high quality ingredients. All of her scents are very unique and different, and I absolutely love them. And all of her stuff is just high quality, and I really appreciate her as a person. She is an amazing lady. So if you guys like to support me or my friend, yeah, come check it out, see what you guys think. She sells bath bombs, candles, and soaps. So check it out, you guys. Thank you. So let's see what's going on for my Geminis at this time. Gemini, already I can already tell just by seeing the cards, is there's something here that there's something that's blocking you from moving forward in something here. You are not satisfied with whatever this is. And I think it's the way that you're looking at it. Okay, Gemini. So already I can see that there is some form of disappointment, as well as maybe there was some risky behavior. Now, what I mean by this is maybe you acted too rash, or maybe you're around somebody who acted too rash. Now, there is this sense of you not being happy currently, Gemini, and there is this also sense of no movement happening in your life, or at least with this partner or circumstance or situation. Now, keep in mind, this is general, so this could be a lover, this could be a work-related situation, this could be family-related, or this could just be something that's going on with you mentally, right? Sometimes maybe it's just about yourself. Either way, take what resonates and then leave the rest. But what I'm getting here is that there is something here that you are not happy with. This is something that is not making you happy one bit. There is also this sense of feeling that it's almost like, you know, when you hit roadblock after roadblock, or there's just like, it's almost like you're around somebody here that is purposefully misinterpreting you, or is just not giving you the benefit of the doubt, Gemini. So there's no movement going on here, and you're coming down to making a decision. Now, I almost get the feeling that you're not going to be happy. There's this feeling of like, okay, I feel stuck. Either I want to move something forward with this individual, or I just count my losses. Either way, there seems to be no movement, or there seems to be no, like maybe you're in the middle of making a decision about your life. Maybe you've come to this point, Gemini, where you feel like you don't really know what you want, or that you thought you wanted this person, or you thought you wanted certain things, and you're realizing maybe this isn't meant for me, maybe this isn't something I really want. But there is this sense of feeling kind of overwhelmed with something, feeling kind of like maybe you have no power or no control over a certain outcome or situation. I also feel like maybe you're dealing with a person or a particular situation where maybe you feel like you know, it's more about them than it is about you, because there's this sense of you wanting to bring justice with a person, or again, there is this choice, right? Oh, my nose was itchy. Maybe there is this sense of choice that you had, right, about something or someone. But I'm also just getting here that you're dealing with somebody here, Gemini, who wants you to invest in them. Like, oh yes, Gemini, I care about you, blah, blah, blah. But like, they're not giving to you. They're not repaying the favor. This connection is draining you. It's not feeding your soul. It's not calling to you in the way that you wanted it to. And there is also this sense of you maybe feeling depleted and tired and worn out and feeling like you just can't fight anymore. And there is this sense of you maybe feeling out of balance. You're feeling like you're not being heard, you're not being seen, you're not being understood, you're not feeling like this person is really seeing you for you. This person is just taking and taking and taking, and then they act like they are this loving, supporting person, but yet they're not. There's no substance to this relationship, or there's no real justice in this situation. But you could be dealing with a Libra. You don't have to be, but there is definitely, again, there's this sense of this person is acting like they're in your corner. They're acting, and my nose is so itchy. Like, I don't know if it's I think it's the saying, like, if your nose is constantly like itchy, then someone's talking about you or thinking about you or something like that. But this person can be all up in your business, Gemini. I also feel like this person might have their own form of insecurities and they're trying to put that onto you. Maybe this person is constantly watching your phone or going through your stuff. My gosh, my nose is so itchy, and I just feel like there's some kind of significance to that. I don't know if you guys notice, maybe your nose is more itchy, or maybe you guys have allergies or something, or stuffy nose. I don't know, but it's almost like this is, or maybe it's something right from under your nose, right? Maybe this person might be doing something out from under you where you're not aware of. But there's something here about this individual maybe isn't playing fair. Maybe this person is going behind your back and telling people things about you or talking about your business. Or this could even be somebody that could have cheated on you or is keeping their options open. Seriously though, why? Why is my nose so itchy all of a sudden? Yeah, see, you, Gemini, there's this sense of you needing to drop these burdens, whatever this situation is. Now, I feel like it has something to do with something that you actually need and want on an emotional level. I feel like this isn't doing it for you. You guys are manifesting something in your life though, and I do feel like you guys are starting to change the status quo of a relationship, as well as there is this sense of you guys finally stepping into your own power and realizing that you don't need to settle, or that you are capable of doing anything that you actually put your mind to. Yeah, you guys are moving on from something here, Gemini. And I think it's because maybe for the longest time you have denied what you were really feeling. Intuitively, you weren't listening. You were dealing with somebody that kept putting you in third-party situations, or somebody that kept... I'm also getting to, if they didn't cheat on you, Gemini, they just didn't have you as the main priority. Right? This person had other priorities than you, and you're finally moving on from this. You're not getting into relationships anymore that are not serving your highest good, because maybe you used to get in relationships that made you feel abandoned and would probably lie to you and tell you what you want to hear, and maybe again you would go against your own better judgment, and now you're like, no, I'm not doing that anymore. I'm cutting myself loose. I'm letting go of this pain. You're finally letting go of some kind of pain, some kind of trauma, some kind of pattern that you've had. This was a past connection or a past circumstance that you're finally letting go of. Maybe you used to attract the same types of people, and you were always in this constant state of abandonment, Gemini. Like, these people would never choose you, they would never put you first. And maybe that was a repeating pattern, right, in your life, where you were around people that were not honest with you, that had their own hidden agendas, their own and they would do things in front of you too that maybe you just didn't know or turned a blind eye to. And so now it's like you guys are finally letting that go, and you're no longer entertaining people like that in your life. There is this sense of up-leveling in your life. So you guys are not happy where you are, and you guys are finally seeing things for what they are as well, especially when it comes to past connections. Maybe you used to romanticize past connections or romanticize relationships that were not good for you. There was something definitely here about breaking a pattern when it comes to being friends or dating or being with the same people, right? Like, maybe you're realizing that you attract the same people, but just in different bodies, shapes, forms, different personalities, but they always did the exact same thing as your mom did, or your dad did, or your ex did. So there's like some kind of repeating pattern that you're finally letting go of. And I feel like this was because maybe you just didn't see it clearly, and maybe you were in this state of depression, or you were in this state of like, there's nothing else out there that's better for me. This is all I've ever known. This is all I've ever done. So you never realized that there was better out there. You never realized that there were other types of people. It's almost like all you've had was vanilla ice cream your whole life, and now you're introduced chocolate, and you're like, whoa, chocolate ice cream is so much better than vanilla now. No offense against people who like vanilla, but that's like an example, right? It's like you've had the same flavor your whole life, and now you're opened up to new flavors, new people, new circumstances, new situations, and it's almost like you're finally realizing that you don't have to settle for what you believe. You're letting go of even the opinions of others, Gemini. Maybe that's another thing that's been stifling you, because you really cared about the opinions of others. You really cared about how people in your circle would perceive you. And now you're just letting that go. You're letting go of people pleasing. You're letting go of these types of individuals that are holding you back. And you guys are the type of people, Gemini, where you're like, you know what? If you're not going to put me as a top priority in your life, then I guess I'm not here for it. I guess I'm going to withdraw my energy. I'm not going to go above and beyond for you. I'm not going to be your superhero. I'm not going to be the person that comes in and saves you. It's like you're realizing now your own worth, and you're realizing that maybe in the past you settled for people, circumstances, and situations that didn't have your back. And you're no longer actually sitting here thinking, maybe you guys were on the fence about a situation, Gemini, and you guys are finally now going to say, you know what? I'm done, and I'm going to step up, and I'm going to change this pattern. There's a pattern that you're breaking. And again, there's something about people not being honest with you, lying to you, doing stuff behind your back, or doing things like, again, under your nose, right? Under your nose. Somebody was doing something deceitful under your nose. And you guys also might have just dealt with a lot of insecure people too. But there's definitely something here about you guys. And see, with that moon, maybe you felt very blocked to this. You felt very like there's almost this sense of clouded judgment, right? Maybe you always second guessed yourself because you're around people that would constantly lie to you and constantly tell you that you were wrong. So you just didn't trust your intuition. You just didn't trust that gut instinct that you felt. And there was also the sense of maybe moving too quickly, maybe making mistakes along the way, maybe not thinking correctly because you're around people that would do that to you, right? Like make you kind of, like sometimes when we're with certain people and then they're like, oh no, let's go do this, it's going to be fun. But you're like, no, I don't really think I want to do that. And then they convince you. Maybe you're around people that always try to convince you to do something and go against your own better judgment. but you're finally letting this go. You're finally letting it go. And I feel like when you do this, Gemini, things are going to start changing. Your reality is going to change, because when you stop entertaining certain people, when you stop entertaining certain situations, that's when you're going to evolve. That's when you're going to start seeing the actual things shifting and changing. Some of you guys were in a constant state of conflict with certain people in your life, and you're no longer settling for that. You're like, you know what? No, I'm not going to sit there and settle for this conflict. I'm not going to sit here and settle for things that are just not meant for me, things that are just not good for me. And you're finally moving out of this. You're finally walking away emotionally from this conflict that other people have put in your life, as well as you allowing it in your life. Because again, it takes two to tango, and I feel like you were entertaining the wrong people. You're entertaining things because it was comfortable, it was familiar, it was something that you've grew up with your whole life. So you were just stuck in a cycle that was familiar to you. And it's hard to leave our comfort zones. It's hard to step out and explore our options. It's hard to see things for what it is when we're around people that are never really honest with us to begin with. But you guys are finally no longer going to, it's almost just like I said, you're not going to be the hero for other people anymore. You're going to start doing things for yourself. Maybe you guys would always be that shoulder to cry on, or be that person that's always there for others. And now, Gemini, you're just like, you know what? I'm there for myself. Yeah, I feel like you had somebody here that tried to lie to you, but it's funny because you're setting yourself free, because you're finally seeing the BS that this person is spilling, you know, and you're finally walking away from this. You're not holding on to it anymore. You're not sitting there crying over it anymore. There is a sense of you processing it, and you've detached yourself from it emotionally, and you've detached yourself from it mentally. And now you're able to move on in a clearer way. And this is going to help you guys, because maybe you guys missed something in the past. You could have missed an opportunity or missed something that was, it's almost like there was some kind of guidance that you could have missed. And it's almost like you're going to see it loud and clear now, and you're finally going to put yourself back on the right path. And I felt like you had to go through this lesson, Gemini, in order to trust yourself more. Because there's something here about needing to trust yourself more and needing to let the situation die when it was meant to die. Because maybe you knew that. So for instance, if this is like a relationship that's well overdone, like you should have left this relationship a year ago, months ago, but instead you didn't. Now you're letting it go now, because there's no stability here. There's no stableness here. And you're looking ahead for better things. You're looking ahead for something that's better for you, that will suit you and will make you happier, because you second-guessed yourself, you settled, you allowed other people to influence you, and now you're finally saying, you know what about my happiness? What about me? I keep attracting the same people over and over again, or I just keep staying stuck and stagnant with this particular individual. And it's like you're finally seeing that maybe, you know, you're kind of like that Empress in the reverse, because you haven't fully stepped into your power yet, but it's almost like the world is showing you that you need to step up, right? So there's something here about your external reality finally reflecting to you what needs to be changed, so you can finally put an end to this situation, putting an end to this cycle, so that you can actually move forward. And I feel like when you do this, Gemini, you're going to start gaining, you're going to be more stable in yourself. You're going to be more stable in your life, and you're not going to be so stressed and so burdened because you are entertaining people that are causing you this stress. Yeah, see this, you were in a lot of conflict with certain people, certain situations. It was a lot of conflict. And now you're finally moving out of this conflict, and you're finally going to say, you know what? This is all right. I can let this go now. And you're not holding on to it, because this was preventing you from actually starting something brand new. This drama, whoever brought this drama into your life is going to be exiting stage left, and you're going to finally be able to start to actually have a new beginning. But until then, if you're still entertaining that drama, Gemini, as I drop it, if you're going to still entertain that drama, Gemini, it's going to keep staying the same, and I feel like you're going to drop it, right? You're finally saying, you know what? I'm not going to argue with you. I'm going to drop it. I'm going to let it go, you know? I'm moving on. It's over with. It's done. Whoa. And it flipped in the upright. You're finally going to move on. You're finally going to have that new beginning, Gemini. What was I saying here, because you guys are that King of Discs. You are that King of Pentacles. You are stable and grounded on your own. And you don't need another person to complete you. You don't need another person to make you feel special or to make you feel unique, because you already are that, Gemini. So there's something here about you no longer settling for people that are not putting you as a priority, that are not choosing you in this connection. And you're finally done with listening to people's excuses, as well as entertaining, like I said, the drama that these people would bring into your life, Gemini. You're finally over with it. You're finally done with it, and you're dropping it. You're dropping it. You're walking away from this. So kudos to you, Gemini. I see some progression, and I see you guys actually walking away from this on an emotional level. Finally letting it go. Finally deciding to move on with your life and let it rest, right? No longer allowing yourself to do this. No longer listening to the BS that this person is spilling. So I feel drawn to finally close this reading off with these chakra oracle deck, just to kind of see how have you been healing, what are you releasing, and what are you letting go of. At this time. So let's see. What are my Geminis healing? What are my Geminis releasing? What are you guys finally healing? You guys are finally grounding yourself. You're finally starting to come into your own, Gemini. Maybe you felt like you needed this person, or you needed certain people in your life in order for you to be acknowledged, or for you to actually be worth anything, right? Maybe you felt like you needed to save people, or you felt like you needed to put yourself in a position to support others. And now it's almost like, because you've been around people that didn't respect you, people that didn't give you what you deserved and what you needed, you're finally putting that in yourself. And because of that, it's starting to ground you, and it's starting to make you see things more clearly. And I also feel like you guys are starting to actually take back your health as well. There is this sense of you finally gaining a sense of independence, Gemini. And it's like you're using your intellect to guide you. You're using how intelligent you are to help you navigate this crazy situation. Because it's like this person, all they did was bring chaos, drama, and a lot of self-destructive behaviors into your life. And you're just no longer down for that. I also have your possessions. This person could have been stealing money from you or taking things from you, and having this individual or these people out of your life is actually going to help you get back more of your material wealth, and anything that you've lost, you're going to be able to gain that back, Gemini. So very heavy on root chakra that I'm seeing being healed for you guys at this time. More grounded, being more practical, being more taking the actual actions that you need to take in order to let this go and to finally moving this out of your life. So then we also have your emotions. A lot of you guys, you're healing your emotions at this time, Gemini, and you're finally processing old baggage and finally releasing things that are just not serving you anymore, things that are just holding you back, things that are not there for your highest good. You're finally letting it go. You're finally moving on from it. And this is what's happening, is you're healing that heart chakra. You're finally healing the way that you connect with others. Maybe you were emotionally unavailable and you didn't realize that, Gemini, because maybe you guys had this like either like a anxious attachment style, or maybe you guys were gosh, why am I not talking? Anxious. That's why I was having a hard time saying. Anxious attachment style, or maybe you had this anxious like detachment, right? Or this anxious attachment. So you're like finally healing the way that you emotionally connect with others, and that's going to bring in a better caliber partner or better people in your life. When you are finally becoming more emotionally available to yourself, you're becoming more emotionally available to others, and it's going to be easier for you to connect. So what I'm seeing, especially because also at the bottom with that root again, home. So there's something about your home life changing. There's something about you being able to have more stability in your home life. Having maybe more money and resources, so you're not so stressed about bills, or you're not so stressed about paying certain things. But there's also, again, something about you guys gaining more material wealth, grounding yourself more, healing these emotions, and finally being able to connect to people on a deeper level than you once did. And I just feel like it's gonna finally bring in something brand new that you've never experienced, Gemini, that's going to help you guys finally heal through anything that's basically blocking you from actually having a better connection with another person. You're finally releasing that. You're finally putting an end to that situation. So when you finally put an end to this, it's like all of a sudden blessings flood in, things are going to start moving more clearly in your life, and things are going to make more sense to you, and you're also going to find more loving, caring, supportive partners. And it's all because you took that action. Again, heavy on root chakra. Heavy. So you guys are finally going to be taking that action, taking and doing what you need to do in order for you to finally heal and work through this. And as you're taking that action, you guys are being guided to take this action. You're being guided into a specific direction. You're also being guided to make these changes. So you guys are on the right path, Gemini, and I feel like you guys are finally going to start seeing things for what they are, and you're going to finally become more emotionally available to yourself and to others. And because of that, you're finally going to be able to connect with others on a much deeper level than you've ever realized. So again, something here about finally grounding yourself, finally being more practical, finally seeing things for what they are, instead of being, like I said, maybe you're too rash or too quick to jump into relationships or to jump into something or to do something. And now you're taking more of your time. You're starting to think more before you move. Maybe you're forming more discipline. You guys are motivating yourself to actually do more in your life, and now things are going to start moving in the right direction for you. And some of you guys, maybe music is very important to you at this time, Gemini, so pay attention to music, because maybe there's messages in the music that you're listening to, as well as it's a good motivation for you to get up and keep going and keep doing. So listen to music, maybe even sound therapy will help you. Sometimes I'll go to sleep and listen to sound therapy, and I notice that in the morning I feel much better and more relaxed and refreshed because of that. So maybe that's something you want to look into, is maybe sound therapy or listening to the music that you're listening to. Make sure you're listening to things that are up-leveling and upbeat for you that can actually help you. But there's definitely something here about music or something about sound, like sound therapy. There's something here that's actually helping you guys heal and is actually motivating you and helping you evolve. So this is actually a very promising reading. I feel like you guys are finally letting go of the drama. You're finally letting go of people that are not serving you, as well as people that do not put you first. You were dealing with people that really were shallow, or maybe only cared about themselves and were just constantly taking from you, but they never put you first. They never cared about your feelings, or they never really gave to you in an equal way. And I feel like that is finally going to start changing in your life, because you're no longer allowing that in your life. So it's like it's forced to change. And because you guys are changing and because you guys are taking that action, you guys are going to step into a whole new world that you've never even experienced, nor would you ever believe that you would be in, Gemini. So very positive. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I wish you the best of luck, Gemini. Have a great and wonderful day. Thank you. Bye.